Hey everybody, my name is Michaela. I am the video production intern here at the NIU Esports Arena, and today I have with me is Jeff, who just won our Super Smash Bros. Tournament. How are you feeling right now?
All right, definitely a lot of good competition tonight and a lot of close matches. So it was a bit terrifying, but we got through
How
it.
did you hear about the NIU Esports Arena?
So I've actually been playing Smash Bros for like 10 years. I've been in and out of the esports arena ever since it used to be at Neptune Hall. And I just heard about it through a bunch of people who also played Smash here in the NIU Esports. If you want a good reason to come, we have our 100th version of the Smash Bros. Tournament happening on the 100th. Regardless, though, you should come for the variety of the gaming and honestly, just the vibes. A bunch of really, really nice people here, and definitely made some lifelong friends here.
So Fancast, but we're not our. We can unmute. We'll unmute. Yeah, we'll unmute whenever you're ready. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NIU Esports Overwatch. Northern Illinois University taking on Ohio University on Tuesday, October 7th. As always, I am Osti125, and back with me is...
Hey, I'm Otter. I'm back.
And we're going to be on a sort of chilly October day here. Going to be taken to Ilios for the first map of this Northern Illinois versus Ohio game here. Ohio won the coin toss. It's going to pick Ilios as their map of choice. And they also elected to ban away the Doomfist, as they know that Gooby's put in. It's very common that on these sort of control maps that we usually, one, play Lijiang Tower, and two, play Doomfist. So not really surprised to see that Doomfist banned away. I'm not sure most people are, but it means he'll be open for the rest of the series. And in return, NIU is going to ban Cassidy, so getting that hit scan out of the way, making that hazard a little less susceptible to that hinder grenade that Cassidy will throw, or the flashbang rather. But other than that, we're back to some standard Overwatch. How are you feeling about this game, Chris?
I'm excited to watch it. It's been over a week since I've casted, but excited to get back into it.
Yes.
It's Doomfist ban on the first map is interesting. We know it can't be banned for
Yep.
the entire rest of the series now, which is
Mhm.
pretty nice for us.
Yes.
And we know Hazard is it's very playable. He's very good at Hazard as well. So
Yes.
this
Yep.
first map should be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, still, maybe a little hit to NIU's kind of tempo, but honestly, I don't think it's as bad as it could be. I think they're obviously scared of the Doomfist, so they wouldn't be banning it. But they want to make sure that the Doomfist is taken away. They're scared of it. However, a Kiriko ban, Lucio ban, also puts things into a kind of rocky situation. So being able to have that Lucio Kiriko kind of still online with the Hazard will make it sort of an all right trade. You can say, okay, obviously you're scared of the Doomfist. You can have the ban. We'll play Hazard, but we still have that speed. So a little bit of versatility is still there.
Yeah, I presume Lucio and Kiriko can both play with the Hazard, no problem at all.
Yep. I imagine that'll be what we find. I mean, a Wu Yang Kiriko also possible, but you never know. So still waiting on some teams to ready up. So just hang tight with us. I'll give a quick recap of some of the games that we've seen before. So previously, last week, we actually had our homecoming event at the NIU Esports Arena. So the game was not broadcasted. It was moved to Wednesday, and then the event was happening that day. So there was no stream for that. However, the Huskies did win 3-1 in a back and forth battle with Bowling Green State University. So another win for the Huskies in the book. I'm actually, El Castro over here. I don't know the current Husky record, but I know they're doing pretty good right now. I think we've only dropped 2 or 3 games.
I believe we dropped 2 games, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right to me. I know Kent State was a loss, and I believe
Ball State was the other one.
Ball State was another. Yep. So it should be about 2, maybe 3 if I'm forgetting a weird one. But Huskies, nevertheless, have a great record. They're feeling great. We've heard from several interviews after those wins with the players, and seems like everything has just been going great. People making lots of progress. People, getting integrated into the team. New players, old players, just getting that synergy together. So it's been great. And the week before that, I believe it was another 3-0 victory. That one was on stream. I do forget the opponent, but Huskies are coming off of a 2-game win streak. So hopefully that momentum can come into this game with Ohio here. But I mean, what else are you excited to see, tonight, Chris? We know the Doomfist is banned away, but is there anything else you're hoping to see tonight from the Huskies here?
I'm excited to see the Tracer. It feels like both of our main DPSs are very good with the character. I'm excited
Yep.
to see Tracer's played, who's going to be playing it, what the other one's going to complement it with.
Yeah.
I know it works so well with all of our comps anyways. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm excited to see the Tracer. That's my biggest excitement.
Yeah, Tracer's always fun to watch. I'm sure we'll get some good highlights on that. We actually, in the previous game that was not on stream against Bowling Green, Tracer Reaper was pretty common, with actually Allegro being on the Reaper, giving Wit the Tracer. So they tried it a little bit back and forth. Allegro was on the Tracer, and Wit was on the Reaper, but they switched it around, had some good results. So we might see that again. We might see maybe Allegro on the Tracer and Wit on maybe Genji, or maybe Matrix Cow and put him on Genji. So we'll have to see how that unfolds, but I'm sure Tracer will not be going too far away. But as we wrap that up, it looks like we are going to be jumping into game here. So we are on Ilios. Reminder, Doomfist is banned away by the side of Ohio, who picked Ilios, and the side of NIU banned away Cassidy. So we are going to start here on Ilios, and we'll have to see here what comp rolls out on. We talked a little bit about the Hazard potentially being played. I'm assuming that's what's going to be played, since that's Gooby's fallback. But we'll switch over here into Ilios and see what the teams are going to be rolling out on. And it looks like we were right. Gooby is going to be on this Hazard. Lucio Wu Yang, though, for the side of NIU, with a Kiriko Wu Yang for Ohio. A little interesting mix-up. But I almost guarantee you that both of those Symmetras are going to go back to Tracer, so we will get the Tracer 1v1s here. Allegro actually going to take the Tracer TP out of spawn, but pretty similar looking comps, Kiriko being a staple in both of them. Actually, the Wu Yang swapped to Kiriko, so Reaper Tracer being both different tanks and slightly different supports, but all about the same. But we'll see how it holds up as NIU tries to take this left side cage as kind of an important area of the map to hold. It's got a little health pack. It's got a lot of cover, but could be taking some damage here. Forced out. Allegro just trying to make some stuff happen. Does have Wraith form. Does have Suzu as well, but he's going to get chased down. Forced to make a quick TP is going to be helpful. Wit trying to open up some angles over here, put some pressure onto this Wu Yang. And with Reaper Wraith called, Wit following up on a call made from Allegro. Gooby is going to go down, but yeah, that Reaper not going to go down so close as well. Huge TP in from Allegro, trying to find some damage onto the D.Va, but with Azalea Cat taken out, that looks like it's just going to be the first fight going over towards Ohio's. Their percentage is going to tick up there.
Wow, Ohio Tracer almost has ulti already, hitting all the shots.
Yes, I mean, Hazard's a big target, you know, no Matrix like D.Va, so able to just farm that ultimate. And you know, we did see Gooby fall first, so I'm sure a lot of that was due to Tracer, like you said, has that ultimate up there. And 1% actually. But Gooby just trying to get some pressure out here. Wit and Allegro trying to make some pressure onto this D.Va as well, as they're looking at Gooby, you know, tank for tank, trying to put some pressure on here. Allegro going to take a very aggressive TP, trying to get into this backline here. He's going to look for this Wu Yang, who's a little bit out of position, but the D.Va able to cover. Wit taken out. As we see, Azalea Cat going in to help with the kill on Muck is going to get taken out. Unfortunate shot goes a little wide there onto Topaz, but traded out as well. Gooby gets 2. A nice wall just to stabilize. Allegro calling to go in for the TP. And 50% still on the side of Ohio, ticking up, but the Huskies are going to try and make a play here for the point. Kiriko back. Kitsune rushes are traded out. A lot of pressure put into this D.Va, and is going to be, once this defense matrix runs out here in just a second, I wouldn't be surprised to see a huge Death Blossom here, but with that ult actually going out, Allegro has to just play it safe, TP out. Unable to get Death Blossom going, but Hazard ult still online, and actually 4 ultimates for the side of NIU, with Ohio having 3. Huge Death Blossom isn't going to connect. That defense matrix doing a lot there. Point was flipped in that confusion, but looks like it's just going to be taken back here as everyone at NIU is going to fall down.
Yep. At least you're able to flip that point in 2 seconds. But,
yeah.
Last fight.
Yeah, but kind of flipping that point, like you mentioned, gave them another fight here. If they didn't flip that point, they would not have another chance to capture here. That would have been the game-winning, or the point-winning fight for Ohio State. So a lot of pressure put onto this Reaper here. Death Blossom traded in the back line, and that's just going to be it. Hayes unable to get the beat off in time, is just going to fall to that Death Blossom. So being the first to fall, that Lucio ultimate is not going to get committed in this last fight. And it's going to be 100-21, Ohio State taking well here on Ilios. We'll see if the Huskies can make some adjustments going to the second point here.
Yeah, that the D.Va defense matrix putting in so much work, just blocking ultis, blocking abilities.
Yep.
Tracer needing to leave, just pull up the defense matrix. She's invulnerable for a few seconds. Yeah, very, very strong.
Yes.
Is there any ideas how they can play around that a little bit more? Or is it just something they're just going to have to deal with?
It's something that will probably just have to be handled in timing. I don't know if there's necessarily a way you can play around the can't really make a switch up of it unless the Symmetra's for a TP, but you could play Symmetra or Zarya into it, but Gooby's not a huge Zarya. A little bit of a botched TP there from Wood, unfortunate. But it's going to come down to macro. It's going to come down to forcing cooldowns, just like we watched Reaper Wraith get forced right there. You just need to make her use DM, and then look at this, commit onto the rest of the team. It's exactly what they need to do. It's exactly what's getting accomplished right now. And now LeBron James has no defense matrix. Even though that Suzu comes out, it's a little bit late. Azalea Cat taken out, so that's unfortunate for the Huskies here. But still should be enough sustain here. D.Va trying to farm mech back, but Gooby looking to go in and kind of make that an impossibility here. Points not quite going to be taken for either side. Wit was trying to find it. Is going to find Muck. It's a great kill. TP doesn't go anywhere for Topaz as he's going to get taken out.
Wow.
And trade as well. So we kind of saw a good example of that there. Pressure the Diva, get Defense Matrix out, go for the rest of the team, and then once Defense Matrix is gone, I mean, Diva's massive. You're not really going to miss a shot on there. You have Reaper, you have everybody to do damage. So well done for the Huskies to adjust to that, and I think that's going to be key going forward here.
Triple jump up to the building was so coordinated as
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, look at this backline here. You see the Diva go, and Gooby says, can we go? And, the rest of the team quick there to follow up. Ultimate almost online here. Actually is online for Gooby, but everyone going to be taken out around him, and he's going to be taken out swiftly himself. A little bit unfortunate, but no other ult's going to be committed, and the point is going to be stalled out by Allegro here, and then ultimately given away towards Ohio State with 37% on the first little fight there for the Huskies. Not bad. I think just slight mistiming on some people dying, but definitely doable. Some excellent support here from Gooby, helping with this Tracer battle. Yeah, just a lot of back and forth here, trying to find an opening. Allegro just trying to put some pressure onto this tank. Might call for a TP and a jump onto the Wu Yang. Is going to call for it. Oh, almost looked like it went short. Oh, the Wu Yang actually gets canceled by his death to the spike. Hayes is going to be taken out, but it's just going to be, or at least should be, the rest of Ohio State taken out. Wit, we didn't see that. Wit taken out, and the Huskies are going to get the point flip, but the fight is far from won as Allegro is not the last one alive. Allegro and Cat are there, but the Wu Yang coming back real close. Allegro has to put a lot of pressure here. Oh, Wraith form was up, but not able to use it in time. Wit now back. LeBron James off the map. Huge boot from Hayes. We've seen a lot of those recently. It's great to see that impact, and the point never got flipped back towards Ohio, so it was actually 38-38 when the Huskies got it again, funny enough, and it's going to now be in the Huskies' favor moving forward. The ult's coming online here for both teams, really. Currently 2 for 1, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Kitsune Rush committed. Yep, and we're going to see Kitsune Rush committed. Gonna need a beat as well, as Wit is gonna go down, but they're gonna try and put a lot of pressure onto this Reaper. Taken very low. They know he has Death Blossom, so very high priority target here is this Reaper. You don't want to get caught out by that, or if you're going to make him use it, put it into one last fight territory here. So everyone's just gonna call for a reset. He's gonna jump off the map, Cat jumping off the map as well. So one fight territory for the Huskies here to even out the score 1-1 for Ilios here.
Yep. Fortunately, no ultis to help him with it, but I mean, just
Close.
one fight.
Yep, one fight. You can kind of, if you take a really fast fight, you can get 2. But I imagine we're just going to see a meticulous one fight. Wit forcing pressure here, but if Gooby falls, the whole plan's for nothing. NIU might end up capping the point. It is going to be contested by the Kiriko. If Wit's able to get out, that's big, but Isaiah Cat is going to fall. Lego going to fall as well, and that's going to be a jump force. But a Wu Yang ult committed in there was actually really big for the Huskies. That I don't think was a misclick. I think that was intended to help clean up the fight, but didn't know the Huskies were going to reset. So
very nice reset call.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, some unfortunate timing leads to a great play for NIU here. Lego's going to try and catch out the Wu Yang. Is, might be able to actually. Wu Yang kind of messes up that. Wu Yang kind of messes up the movement ability, and that's going to be a flipped point for NIU and maybe a touch. Oh, it is going to be a touch.
Very close.
Oh, a little bit early on the Death Blossom is going to be Allegro, but what can they do in return? Wit taken out, but Kiriko taken out on the other side. Gooby taken pretty low, trying to chase Topaz here, isn't going to find anything. Kitsune Rush comes out from Azalea Cat, trying to keep everybody up, and in this fight, Huskies still have the point.
Cat with 2.
Yes, Azalea Cat with 2, still in the fight. Reaper TPing somewhere, Lego lost track, but is going to be an ultimate committed from the Diva on this remake, but popped off the map.
Oh my,
and Azalea Cat gets the
gosh.
3rd. So a 3K from Azalea Cat. And I think what happened was, as the Diva was going for, to fly away outside, got demeched, maybe with a boot from Hayes to put the Diva on the edge. And with that, when the ult was committed, maybe no direction was being held. You can kind of influence the direction as you're popping out of mech, but if you're right on that edge, LeBron James just slipped off the map and is
Wow.
just sleeping with the fish as Cat able to find that last one. So a lot of work put in from Isaiah Cat. A well-timed Kitsune coming online there, like we've seen a couple times now, is really impactful to that victory. Now it's 1-1. We'll see if Ruins here can be the savior for NIU here, making score 2-1.
Yeah, I'm sure they're feeling pretty good after that the last one, especially Azalea Cat.
Yeah, probably a little tense. It was very close, but if they can steady themselves, could still be good. Witt taken out a bit early, but traded for Muck, a much more valuable pick here for the Huskies, as long as they can stabilize, not lose anybody else. Reaper trying to TP back in. LeBron James is going to get Hayes, but Reaper here without any abilities for the side of Ohio State. Gooby trying to, survey his surroundings, see what can make happen. A nice pick onto Topaz as Allegro's trying to get out. Might be able to, isn't going to, as Azalea Cat falls as well. Witt is back here. Forced to use recall already and might just be getting out here with the rest of the team as Gooby is going to be sped out by Hayes. Witt trying to put in a little bit of work on the side. Doesn't have recall, so has to play it slightly safe on this re-engage here into the Tracer, but should be all right. We're going to see just some aggression come out here from, the front line trying to make some space. Allegro already taken pretty low, forced to use Wraith. He might just be dead unless his team can put a lot of pressure on the front line. Looks like they are going to be able to. Is Allegro able to
gets a pick.
Find one? Not sure what happened there. I was trying to see what's happening back there. A nice shot from Azalea Cat, able to find one. Allegro finding another with Reaper alternate fire from that perk. And it should just be the Diva falling here, as Matrix is probably getting pretty low. Ultimate, not going to be committed. It's a good choice by LeBron James, knowing that not much is going to be done.
Yeah, incredible shooting from Azalea Cat again. Two ultis up for NIU now. Got the rush, which should be very useful because they don't have rush. They can't counter it with their own.
Yep, absolutely. And Death Blossom committed here just onto the Reaper. Honestly, not a bad trade. Just
I like it with the Diva not there to demate.
Yep, I think that was kind of the goal, Just get one. They can't make can't really make a fight if they're not with the full team, or at least it'll be very hard to. So guarantee some value, because these Death Blossoms have not been, getting the most amount of value. So it's good to see that, commitment shifted in another direction. Nicely done from Allegro. Push back a little bit here, but still just trying to hold on. As Kitsune rushes are traded, Allegro going to be taken really low. Paper's flying through that Matrix, but Gooby's also in a world of trouble, is very far away from Azalea Cat. Is able to trade, but they kind of trade spots in the process. Be committed. Azalea Cat able to find one, as Allegro's there to try and help clean up the rest. Some shots go wide. Those shotguns sometimes just horribly miss on Reaper. A weird TP. Wow. Topaz has kind of been doing that a lot recently, where just kind of TPs into the same exact spot for maybe a mix-up. I'm not too sure. I've never really seen it, but the Wu Yang taken out here off the back of Gooby's ultimate, and that's going to be a point flip back towards the Huskies, as it was lost momentarily there. And maybe a kill on the Tracer as recall is forced, but looks like for now Tracer's going to be safe with the rest of the team. Nice couple picks actually found onto the Tracer and Kiriko here, as Allegro is trying to get really aggressive here, not quite able to get the Wu Yang, but followed up by Azalea Cat, and this pressure from Gooby is going to make it happen. So that's classified territory here for the Huskies.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Still have a Reaper ulti, although we know it's not been doing the most against the Diva.
Yep, but honestly, you can find onto a Lucio. Oh, that's a huge pick going out. And I mean, the Lucio here just also being forced on. We'll see what this Reaper ultimate can do. Might be used momentarily here, and it is going to.
Wow.
Traded actually for the other Reaper ult. Gooby's actually going to fall to the bomb. That hazard ult doesn't block everything. Excuse me, the hazard block doesn't block everything. As while this Diva's doing the best with Defense Matrix to try and keep up the Lucio, it is going to work. Points going to be kept online here for the Huskies, so still ticking at that 99%. But is going to be ultimately turned. That's going to be just the call to get out. So it's a Cat about to jump off, taken out. Witt trying to retreat, but taken out as well. So 99% here for the Huskies. Got ultimates out of Ohio, which is really big. Not enough online here with a rush online for NIU. Could be the end of this round here if a convincing enough fight is won.
Oh,
But with a
incredible.
nice shot on the Topaz, the ult is not going to get canceled, but Azalea Cat is not present for this fight. Gooby taken ridiculously low. The point is flipped, and everything has to be used to keep Gooby up here. Beat super close to being ready, but he's going to be taken out there right before the bell goes, and looks like it's not going to be a fight win for NIU there. Point is going
Maybe
to be
one more.
Yeah,
Close.
it's gonna be close. Azalea Cat able to go touch. Ohio State now aware of what's gonna happen, but can't stop the touch. Gooby here as well. Beat online from Hayes, but that Kitsune Rush and Beat traded from the side of Ohio State. Gooby's ultimate has to be bait here. It is going to get one, but he's going to get traded in the process. Azalea Cat taken out, Muck taken out as well. 3-on-3, 2-on-3. As Allegro on this Sombra trying to do everything they can, but with Lucio online, that little bit of healing coming through, it's going to mean that Ohio is going to win the map. Ilios is going to go their way, and it's going to be 0-1 for the Huskies right now. Ohio State leading after this first map.
That was very, very close. All three games are very close, especially the last one.
Yep.
On the bright side, we now have Doomfist backed up for us.
Yep.
It was, I mean, that was really close anyway. So maybe with the
Yep.
this now we can turn around these next few games.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, with the Doomfist online, there's always the potential to swap, to PK0, play something more brawl style. Especially with this Diva, you can play a little more close together with a more traditional hit scan like Sojourn. You can play a little more together, give this Diva a little bit more pressure, since you can kind of have Sojourn sit on a slide off angle and just absolutely rip shots into Diva. Or, you still play Reaper Tracer, but maybe with an Orisa, Ramatra to penetrate that, defense matrix from Diva. So there's some options you have, and I mean, Doomfist as well does have those options to, every time you punch Diva, defense matrix goes down for a second. So that timed with Reaper just being ready to shoot, then, a lot of damage can be done there. So there's a couple things that can be done from NIU, but we'll have to see as Servasa is picked from the Huskies.
Gotcha. Yeah, what looked the best to me was when everything was coordinated. They sent 3 or 4 people at once to one specific spot on the map. It's just it's so overwhelming.
Yes.
Being able to focus on that and really nail down that timing, I think, is going to be really important for these next few games. Because when it works so well.
Yep. And that's going to be, it's going to be kind of this toss-up of, do they want to play super fast, or do they want to play, a bit slower, a bit more, relaxed? So we are going to see Gooby in, so we are going to see probably this more fast-paced styles. So, like you said, making those hits together is going to be very important, and just making sure that everything is coordinated together.
I'm very interested to see what the bans are this game. I wonder if we'll see a Lucio ban for the side of Ohio.
Yeah, we did see a Zarya ban come out from the Huskies, so just trying to take that Zarya away is very oppressive. Not necessarily that LeBron James is, not necessarily that, not necessarily that Zarya is one of, something that Ohio has really practiced at. It could be, could not be, but taking away Zarya takes away a lot of that pressure from the front line, takes away that Reaper Zarya combo being super oppressive, takes away, the Tracer being able to zip around fast. So Zarya is kind of just your cover all ban here, but we will have to see what Ohio picks. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tracer ban, maybe Kiriko, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure. I know there was, I believe that was last game. I know there was a team who was really big on playing Kiriko Wu Yang, so that they were kind of theorizing that those bans would always be protected because you wouldn't want to ban something that you're in, you would want to play yourself,
Yeah.
which is a bit tricky.
I'm interested. I think it's interesting that we didn't ban the Diva. I assume that we have an answer for it. I didn't think it was doing enough for Ohio, or something is going to be different this round that
Yep.
Diva won't be able to do as much. Maybe it just didn't do that much, and it was just I'm biased from casting. It looked like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
doing a lot, but yeah, the players are the ones actually playing the game. They know a lot
yeah,
more about it than I do.
yeah. I think you know it- I feel like a diva ban is tricky because diva is a very impactful hero, but not the most impactful. So banning away diva isn't necessarily, you know, it's sort of a gray line between throwaway ban and not. Obviously, they had a diva setup that they wanted to run
Mm-hmm.
for that map, and it made sense. I don't
Gotcha.
think diva on Servasa makes as much sense when you
Yeah.
think about compared to Zarya, Ramatra, Risa, things of that nature, Maga even. So they're probably just not as worried about it. I mean, sure, David can
Mm-hmm.
control some of these high grounds, but if you're talking about what's a more impactful ban, I think you either ban Zarya or another kind of tank in that sense, or you would take your ban towards, if you know you're not going to play Reaper because we're going to be playing Tracer Sombra, you could ban the Reaper. You could, there's a couple things you could do with the ban. So I think the Diva definitely was doing a lot, but I think it's not you know, the end all be all of NIU. I
Yeah.
think if they play Diva again, it, it would be all right to play into, I think, with some adjustments, conversation. I mean, being in person for the last match, when I was able to visit campus and for the match that wasn't streamed, I mean, you can really see the intensity that everyone takes it, and Coach Fer got paying attention to everything. And as soon as the match is done, as soon as coaches are able to, give input, uh, he's given input. He's, telling the team, hey, we're missing these obvious things. We're missing, we're calling do this and we're not doing it. So lock in, focus
Yeah.
on this. We're seeing this, we're not seeing this. But things as a coach that you can see when you're not in the moment is a lot of retrospective. So I think, going into this next map, we will definitely see a lot of that impact, especially on the side of in the DPS specifically. I think being able to make those hits together with the rest of the team, with obviously Gooby specifically, is just going to be so relevant and so seen with the adjustments that I'm sure they talked
Mm-hmm.
about and made and all that. So looks
Yeah.
like skins are going to be on. That's great.
Hooray.
And looks like we'll be jumping in just a moment here, getting some readies in the chat. So yeah, I'm sure, quick recap. I'm sure we'll see the Doomfist. I'm sure we're going to see something really fast. I actually don't know if we talked about Ohio's ban. They ended up banning Lucio. So we're going to take a little bit of the wind out of our sails. We've always talked about that, but not the worst thing in the world. Kiriko Wu Yang, I'm almost certain is going to be the answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucio banned away from Ohio. Zarya banned away from the Huskies. And the Huskies did pick Servasa as their map as we jump in here. So we'll have to see what the rest of the team comp revolves around. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Sombra, Tracer Reaper can still roll out. It's totally fine. Kind of having some
Lugger
banter
saying
back and
if.
forth in the chat. Lugger with his if, of course. But we're not surprised. We got Doomfist. We got Sombra. Symmetra's going to be swapped to Tracer. Called it, with the Kiriko Wu Yang. It's kind of staple. What I am surprised about is the Soldier.
Huh.
What do you see in that? What value do you see Soldier getting here? Because I know we're going to play Doomfist.
Yeah, I was expecting a swap. I didn't think they're actually gonna continue with the soldier, but
And well, there's Cassidy.
no.
So slight swap. Makes a lot more sense. Being able to throw that hinder nade, but still, if the hits are clean enough, that Cassidy is going to be a little bit of a sitting duck. Honestly, really anybody is besides the D.Va with this Sombra in the game. As Legro, we see just putting some early pressure on here, getting some early hacks, letting him know that he's in the lobby, guys. Sombra's here. When you get hacked, you can't use your abilities. Sorry to say it. Hate to be the one to do it. Ooh, huge hinder nade going out onto Allegro, but Gooby there to block some damage. Hack going out onto D.Va, and a huge powered punch going out. Gooby able to find the target. Some healing boost going out onto the D.Va, trying to keep them up, but the Genji's going to fall in the back line as that happens, and everyone's just forced to back as it's just two supports and a D.Va. Not really anything they can do, although Wu Yang does a ton of damage. Just 5v3, can't do much.
Yeah, I haven't played the Wing just enough to know exactly that. I just know it's a very, very strong left click.
Yep, strong left click. Lurga's actually going to get taken out there. A little unfortunate translocator placement. I think he tried to throw it past the Mega. Didn't go there. So NIU's either got to get active or they will lose this fight here. And they're just going to, unfortunately, lose. Looks like Gooby's going to be taken out with Lega running back from spawn. Everybody's just going to regroup. So a bit unfortunate, but maybe that was the call, just to give a flip, wait it out, not commit too much. But yeah, if you're in a situation like that where a pivotal member of your team dies, you have to either get aggressive or leave, and they picked leave. So Wit trying to open up some angles here, trying to get into this back line, but kind of just make this D.Va commit cooldowns, and pressure started on the point. A hack, Misuzu forced, other cooldowns forced, and NIU just gets the flip. You know, Wit kind of keeping it, keeping it tight. Huge. That's like a 4-person slam. Pulse bomb going a little wide, and this hinder is doing work. Ult committed. Gooby was on like just over health, but not really a huge fan of this ultimate. I guess it gets them some more percentage, and Gooby earns ultimate pretty fast. But
it does earn them more. I kind of like. I was under the impression that they didn't have the point.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
they're probably in last fight now.
They're definitely in last fight. Yep. About 75 or so. You're kind of feeling that last fight. 83. You're unless the fight is like really staggered and you're like holding somebody outside. No, but EMP is going to be committed here. Absolutely. Wow! Actually, found out of Invis was Allegro. And Hayes able to find Topaz, but Gooby taken out as well. And just like we said, 80 is one fight territory. 97 is definitely one fight territory. So Huskies kind of scrambling here, trying to see if a flip can come out. Wit doing his best to hide, but they're just going to call for a regroup as Cassie isn't going to find 2 or 3, I think. And it's going to be the first point going over towards Ohio here. Next flashpoint online. Huskies made a quick rotate, so they're already in position, ready to go. Just some damage being done here. D.Va rotate slowed. Allegro being messed with. The D.Va being messed with as well, though. Hack being committed, Virus being committed. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a really quick EMP here. EMP goes out. The Cassidy being taken out would be really big here, but
so close.
So close. Whip being committed, and off the back of that hack going down, Blade's going to be committed, and everyone else is going to be taken out. At least another ult was committed, but tough loss for NIU there.
Yeah, that Cassidy survived with maybe like 10 or 15 health from what I saw. It was incredibly close. I'm not sure if he went down, I think the Blade was still going out. Going out of our...
It's still winnable. Yeah, I think Blade, it definitely could have. Maybe a little more hesitation, but definitely still winnable there. But we're going to be looking for this Wu Yang here. He's going to find the hack, not the virus. Get shot once. Just going to be forced to play it slow. Gooby with ult here is going to try and go cancel the high noon. I don't think it was canceled. It might have been canceled. It was pulled quick. Cassidy being a high priority target here, we can see with all that focus. But Wit, who made the swap to Reaper, isn't able to find anything, is taken out. Hayes taken out as well. Gooby quick to follow. Steve putting a lot of pressure into the comp, but I think the Cassidy even more so. I see why it was banned away in the first map.
I can see why too. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing its job.
Yeah. Wasn't aware of the strengths of Ohio, but apparently Cassidy's definitely one of them. A lot of pressure going out, but oh geez, the D.Va just kept alive on 1 health. The Kiriko able to TP on 1 health as well. Wit trying to find something, but left shooting at just a D.Va who's flying away. Everybody low, but with them taking that high ground, Wit forced to play low. Gooby trying to make something happen before he's taken out. Wit TPing, doing his best to hang on, but it's going to be an unfortunate fight loss for the Huskies there. It is now 0-2 for Suravasa, as hopefully Allegro he's just going to make it back out to safety there.
Yeah, just win all 3 points now.
Yeah, I mean reverse sweeps do happen. A lot of good ultimates
We've seen
online. We have seen it before. D.Va ult online here through a lot of defense matrix, but that Wu Yang just providing so much healing. Gooby trying to find the backline, is going to slam out, kind of make that D.Va look every which way. 2 ultimates used, one from Wu Yang, one from the D.Va on Ohio, as actually Wit's going to be able to find that Genji, who commits a little bit deep there. And that's going to be a very quick point cap for the Huskies, with Ohio not wanting to take a fight down a member, but this also might be a very quick kill onto the D.Va. Hack goes out as well. The rest of the team there to follow up, so probably nothing off the back of that since the fly made it. But the EMP being committed here. Punch goes a little wide. Cassidy being able to take it out, and off the back of that is going to be the blade traded. He is going to find his A cat. Like Gooby we see trying to find the mark there, but just so fast. Lego being able to find the follow up. And actually shouldn't even need an ult here. Doomfist ult, that's actually a little rather unfortunate. He's kind of full HP. Allegro taken out by the Cassidy, so now more ults need to be committed here if they want to stay in it. Gooby being forced around a little bit, playing some uncomfortable positions. A huge punch goes out and a power punch given right back. So, and power punch committed onto the Wu Yang. It's going to find one off the back of Wit's Death Blossom. Punch committed onto LeBron James kind of to cancel that defense matrix, as the look is onto the Kiriko, then onto the Cassidy. With everyone being found, that's a 99-0 point cap for the Huskies, making it 1-2, showing that they're still in it, showing signs of life there. And wow, a good turnaround there. I was actually rather impressed with how that fight was played. I mean, the synergy between the Doomfist, the ult coming out from Wit, I mean, that looked rehearsed, where, save Death Blossom for punch. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, even cutting out that Genji ulti, only allowing 1 kill, and then the immediate trade that Allegro got right afterwards. It's very nice.
And actually a dash there committed from the Genji, but Allegro falling because of it. Unable to do much. The winging ult being committed into the back line, but Gooby knows his angles. Knows he can find one, isn't going to be able to find another just yet. The Wu Yang ultimate is online, but Gooby actually jumps a little bit far away. Does have ult online now, so this Genji is probably going to be taken swiftly. Yep, is going to be taken out. And we're going to see Allegro here trying to look for the Kiriko, and it looks like there might just be, there's call to reset. Everyone jumping off the map there.
Wow.
Some credit going over.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Very nice play, and we saw, Wu Yang ultimates committed there. Neither of them got the most amount of value, but almost like a fear factor, really. You don't want to commit into it because the Wu Yang ult's there. So even if it's not getting the kill, kind of delays everything out there. Maybe gives, maybe it was for survivability, maybe it was for some pressure. You never know. But Gooby using that ultimate and is going to hang in it for quite a long time to get that health regen that it provides. Wit going in as well. A huge punch going out there. Allegro's actually on the backside of that, so it's just great positioning from Allegro. I mean, good util usage from Gooby. Wit there to follow up with the frontline pressure. And I mean, I saw a ton of healing bursts going out, so that was real strong there. As we see the pings going out here, we see EMP online. I mean,
yep, we know.
we know what's coming. If they're going to take a fight, they're taking it right into EMP. I don't think they're even going to take a fight. This Genji's getting set up for a touch, but if they can just don't even one touch, just kill him, and then no else. There we go. Just do that, and then you get a nice rotate over towards the next point.
A little bit easier.
Yep. Close spawns, though, for Ohio for this next point isn't great, but I know we're actually looking for EMP right here. 100% like I was saying, wait for it. He's getting translocator back. Really wants to go for it, but the rest of the team isn't quite close enough. Actually is going to be there. EMP is going to go out. Death Blossom's going to be probably quick to follow here. A lot of blocking going out from that D.Va, so actually isn't going to be committed. But, probably for the better, as they're going to find Hayes and going to find Wit too there. So tough to get value off that EMP. I think the rest of the team is a bit far away, but it was a really good spot to use it. So it's a hard call. I think, a couple more shots connect, you're looking at a lot of value there. I don't think it was really the fault of the EMP. I think it's just unfortunate. A couple shots going wide from everybody, really, as Gooby's actually going to go in here. Hayes taken out off the back of that Wu Yang ult from Ohio. Punch goes just over Cassidy's head. Ult committed, going to be landing quick. D.Va bomb dropped. Gooby's got a block. He is, and he didn't get enough charge. Isn't able to stop the remake.
The entire rest of Ohio team is dead.
Yeah, they just seem to be dead. 60% though, and a kill onto Wit, so nothing to really, scoff at. A lot of percentage done, not quite one fight territory, but pushing it if NIU staggers. NIU has to all die at about the same time to make it 2-fight territory. But, close. Any more percentage there, and Ohio State wins the next point, and that's it. Yeah, it was a huge punch there. Oh, a short one not connecting on a Topaz is going to be followed up by Wit, and they know that's the fight win off the back of Kitsune Rush. So while they didn't wipe everybody, that's certainly a good fight win for the Huskies. Would have been nice to get a kill on the way out, just because then you get more percentage for your value. But if now you can get that to about the 75-80 range, that's going to be really ideal here as Gooby looks to go in, find a kill. Death Blossom committed, is going to find 2 before Wit's taken out. A really good trade. Now we're definitely last fight territory if the Huskies maintain control here. But not one fight of the entire game, as Ohio State, even if they have it, can flip it back, but an EMP just says you're not flying anywhere.
Wow, that was the change of momentum after those first 2 points. Like, NIU just said, "Hey, we got to lock in," and they just wow, the coordination was incredible.
Yeah, I think the shift to Reaper definitely provided a lot more frontline pressure. I think the Tracer is really volatile there, so having a bit more consistency, we'll actually see how everyone was kept up here. Just those healings from the Wu Yang and the Kiriko is actually insane to see. So it was kind of neat to see that perspective, but well done to the Huskies for making that a very close serve. Also 3-2 on that map, making it 1-1 overall. And yeah, it kind of brought some life back into that game. It was looking a little bit uncoordinated, but the Huskies definitely found their voice and were able to at least show something for it.
Yeah, and after, after a win or defeat like that, both sides are, they're feeling it. Like after losing once you're up 2-0, it doesn't feel good. Doesn't matter where you're playing. But
absolutely.
Yeah, NIU's probably riding high with that. This is looking forward to this next game. Hopefully we can continue keep that momentum.
Yeah.
Bans, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Sombra ban from Ohio. It looked like it just felt like NIU was way too coordinated with those 2 picks together, coupled with everything else on the team.
Yeah, it definitely would get its value. I mean, we know Allegro the Sombra Merchant, but I think, I'm trying to think of like what would get more value. I mean, if you go Sombra, you're just back on Tracer Reaper. They can still get work done on that. You're probably thinking maybe not as much because we still won Ilios, but I mean, let's not forget Ilios was close. It was a 2-1. So NIU can definitely still play the Tracer Reaper. That is within their wheelhouse of, things they're comfortable on, things they practiced. So the Sombra definitely could get taken away if they felt like that was what was doing a lot. The Reaper could be banned because Reaper had a lot of frontline pressure. We saw them already, looking more towards a Cassidy comp. Maybe they'll swap somebody in, play Cassidy Genji. I mean, that like we just saw with Topaz on that Genji. So the Reaper ban could be going out too, but I think Sombra's definitely an option. But there is a quick break here from the side of NIU, a bathroom break, get some water, hydrate, and all that fun business. So hang out with us. We'll stick around, chat some more Overwatch, and we'll be back into the game shortly. Ohio University is going to get the map pick and first ban, and then NIU will be responding with that ban. So, I think it also, like we were talking bans, you know, your guess is for the Sombra here. You don't think there will be a ban on to, let's say, the Hazard or maybe something else?
No, uh, I'm running through it in my head. I don't think they would. I don't think they'd ban a support. Looks like all supports have been played on both sides. I don't think they want to ban the Curie because their own Curie was putting in a lot of
A
work.
lot of, Mhm.
Same with the I just don't. I don't think they'd want to ban it. They'd be banning their own, and then
Yep.
same with like even Tracer. I think they played Tracer that first game and it looked pretty strong.
Yep.
I
They
said
did play Genji in
I
that
bet
last
on
game, though.
they did play Genji in the last game, so
It's not off the table, but then
yeah.
again, you think on the flip side of that, is something you're more scared of, Wit on Tracer or, Allegro on Sombra or even Allegro on Tracer if Wit's on
Mhm.
Reaper, Did the
Yeah.
Tracer, you think, do enough impact? And, my gut says no, even from both teams. I think the Tracer was there. I think the Tracer gets value.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Wit, you know, capping the first point immediately, and flipping it under, Ohio's nose. I mean, there's no denying the Tracer gets value, but it's just what gets more value, I think, is the interesting question there.
Yeah. I have a sad question for you, if you
Yep,
don't mind.
let's do it.
Back when I played a while ago, Kiriko had a double TP ability. Does she still have that, or did they remove it?
Yep. So Kiriko still does have that double TP ability. That is on perk 3. So first perk, the standard perk to take is one where when you hit a shot with your left click, um,
Mhm.
it will fire 2 papers. It'll home towards an ally, kind of the
Oh,
one direction you're looking.
yeah.
So it's really nice for doing more damage. If you're spamming into a choke, spamming into a diva, let's say, you're actually healing in the process. But that second perk, like you mentioned, is Kiriko gets a second TP that is activatable after the first TP. Uh, and then once those are both used, I don't know if it's a variable timer, but it ends up being about 4 seconds of downtime. So Kiriko gets very slippery in the late game. And the other perk is not really anything too special. It's when you use your Suzu, your cleanse. Uh, I believe it is your allies get 40% move speed, which is helpful. Move speed's great, but you're not really using your cleanse for the move speed. You're not using cleanse offensively, and if you're using it to get out, maybe the move speed would help. But I mean, the versatility of that TP is, I mean, like you said,
Yeah.
you remember it. It's been everywhere. It's iconic for a reason. It's the strong pick for a reason.
Hmm.
So yes, it
Yeah.
is still a part of the game.
I'm a big fan of that ability. It just makes her almost
Yep.
impossible to
Yeah.
catch. Anyway, yeah, back to the ban. This is just
Hmm.
one
Yeah.
question I was kept
Yep.
asking myself. I was trying to look for it. I couldn't spot it in the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
And that's, I mean, probably why a Kiriko ban would be so impactful to both teams, really.
hmm.
I mean, we saw from that play of the game, it was Muck on Kiriko from Ohio that got play of the game from just all that healing. Like it was,
Yeah.
the healing. And then as soon as the hack was gone, the Suzu, you know, Suzu takes away the hack. It takes away hack, so you can use your abilities again. But what it also takes away is when you are hacked, you're locked out of your abilities for a certain amount of time, but you still have a lingering hack effect that lasts slightly longer than your ability lockout, and that makes you take some percentage more damage, a little bit
Huh.
more damage
Okay.
from all sources, I believe. It also makes Virus Sombra's shift ability activate quicker. So instead of
Hmm.
doing, I think it's 100 damage, instead of doing 100 damage over, I think it's like 5 seconds, it does it over 2. So it's a lot
Oh.
faster.
Okay.
But Kiriko Cleanse takes that away. So you're taking away that extra damage you're getting from, say, an EMP. So not only that's why we see a lot of Kirikos being the first target of EMP, because you get EMP off, but the second those cooldowns are back online, if Suzu's ready to go, you bet it's getting used. Because one, I mean, and maybe some Kiriko players, I mean, I'm sure anyone at this level knows that it cleanses stuff like that, but you also just want to negate that damage. You know they're going to be dumping all that damage into you, so using that Suzu as soon as you can, I mean, all their bullets are just going to go flying, so it definitely is very strong. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a ban, although it might end up hurting Ohio if that is the case. But we're going to see our map pick. It is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar here. So going to OG Overwatch 1 map.
I love this map.
Yep.
I say it every time.
Yep. I do too. It's a fun one to play with a coordinated team is my favorite. Playing it just quick play comp, it's a bit tough.
Yeah.
But competitive play like we're seeing now, it's great. And you were actually right with your gut pick. I was just trying to distract you the whole time because I totally knew the band Sombra from the side of Ohio. So you call her from the beginning. I mean, ban that Sombra. We know it.
Two with these last couple bands. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I know what they're thinking.
Yep. But counter for you. Allegro immediately goes, hashtag mind control, and then Muck fires back with actually it was them mind controlling because Mercy is left open. That's what Muck says. Left my Mercy open.
Hold on here. If we see Mercy. Nah,
Yeah.
just kidding. We're not seeing Mercy.
Yeah. So they're throwing some banter back and forth in the chat. Allegro saying right before that he said, they pick Gibby here and ban my Sombra. And Muck saying, yes, I watch the VODs too. So hi Muck. We're your vodcasters. Welcome. And welcome to all the other ESC teams who are 100% listening to the between point stuff. They certainly don't scrub to just the in-game stuff, but that's besides the point. So we are looking for what the second ban will be here. Looks like there's still just some banter going back and forth in the chat. They're telling Gooby to private his profile so they didn't know that he played Doomfist. I think everyone in the league knows that he plays Doomfist. I don't think they're pulling the wool over anyone's eyes with that. But
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna ban.
Yep, it doesn't. I wonder if I missed it. Did I miss it? Because it looks like. Oh, I did miss it. They fired immediately back with it. I missed it because Allegro is being a cornball and said banana, but really that's ban Ana. So Ana's going to be the ban.
Okay. Yep.
It's ban Ana, banana, because there was a clip when he was playing with one of his Face It teammates that had some, I think it was some European accent. Whenever he would say ban Ana, he would say it so fast and frantically, it just sounded like he was saying banana, and nobody knew what he was saying. So there is a Sombra ban out from Ohio, taken away. Allegro's pick there that may or may not be played. Who knows? Or would not have been played. We never know. But the Ana being taken away from Ohio, another strong pick on this map, especially because of all these high grounds. So
yeah,
good bans from both teams. Really take away the Sombra, take away the Ana, make them play more stacked. I believe NIU is on defense here. I wouldn't be surprised. Funny enough, we've been seeing Allegro on Hanzo. I didn't believe it myself when I saw it last week. I was standing behind the coach's desk watching the game with Ferga, and I saw the Hanzo, and I was just like, what? Hanzo? And he's like, no, we've actually been practicing Hanzo in the hit scan role for Gibraltar, and my gut just was like, well, why? And then I got kind of slapped in the face, and he was just like, he can wall climb. So much high ground on this first point. I mean, the wall climb is ridiculously strong. So with that wall climb, we see the Hanzo even from Ohio as well, and Topaz. Widow also a potential pick that might be committed.
Probably a first 5-second cheese pick, I guess.
It's possible. It is possible that they stay on it. Lucio hovering above the door, trying to boop somebody down is what he's going for, but Gooby's not going to
Tracer
fall for
1v1.
it. There is going to probably be a Tracer 1v1 as Wit's waiting for it. I mean,
He's
already ready
for
for it. But Allegro not really able to find some stuff. Some arrows going wide. It's hard to hit these squishy targets. But here's the Tracer 1v1. You wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. We all want to see it. Recall forced early from Wit. So he's actually going to slightly lose that duel, but the rest of the team there to back him up. So he's not really going to lose the duel. He's going to kind of lose that like micro fight that was taken. But Hayes taken out is going to be a lot of trouble for... Oh, Allegro was having a 1v1 with the Whipple. All right. Well, Topaz traded should mean that Ohio can't advance too hard. They can still get a little bit of pressure. They can still kind of reclaim their space. But with Gooby taking this high ground here onto the Lucio, it looks like there's not going to be too much. Widowmaker, you know, loses value here when you play this dive style. So as long as you keep this Widowmaker in check, sights are already online, must be doing a lot of damage. Gooby trying to be kept up here, trying to keep LS of the supports, but that defense matrix blocks papers, so it's annoying. As the exit is stopped here, but Gooby 1 HP, the TP isn't going to go off in time. We'll see if Allegro can find anything on the back end here. One Storm Arrow does connect, but not going to be enough.
Nice move by Lucio.
Yep. Nice move by Lucio. Wit going to find Topaz here, but it's honestly not going to do too much, and the stagger is inbound. Allegro going to say, do you know that I came from the game Valorant when I transferred to Overwatch, and is going to promptly take out, I'm trying to clip farm for him, promptly take out somebody here with a fantastic headshot. Don't look at that. As Gooby puts a lot of pressure onto the point, Kitsune Rush is traded out, but in that entire confusion, you know, we actually do still have the point at 1 meter to capture. So those rushes were being traded. That pressure was trying to be put on in order to stop the final touch there. But it's not going to be enough. The regroup was there from Ohio, and the first point is going to be captured. So about even team comps here, actually, just minus the tank here.
Yeah.
As the Diva's going to be the call, like we've seen, you know. So hook shot coming out here from Allegro. Let's see if he can find it. Isn't going to find it. Almost traded by the enemy Widowmaker, so close call there for sure. But got to clear some space before extra can be taken. An early bell used here. Recall forced from Wit, and the Diva actually just caught into it. Ultimate being forced to be used, but between that and the pulse bomb, Gooby's just, you know, forced to, you know, go back to the spawn room, as we're gonna see. Doomfist. Exactly, back to Doomfist. So, a little bit of a tough spot to be in if you're NIU. I think, yeah, that's a good swap off of Widow. I really like that. Gooby trying to make his way in. Wit being forced to hold the point. They do have a touch, but not a second, so they're just gonna fall back, as that's... they really just took one long extended fight for second point. I know that's probably got Coach Fergot with his hands on his head, hoping for a little bit better of a third point here. This ramp being a big contention point here for both teams. You really want to get it past this ramp, but you also, the hit here is going to be really big from Ohio, as ultimates are committed to support ults from both sides, with a beat close to follow, actually. So beat for beat, Kitsune Rush might also be committed here. It is going to be. Gooby's punch goes right into the payload. Unfortunate. Widowmaker taken out, so not getting that free value in the back line, but Zaycat taken out maybe for it. As even with that Kitsune Rush, Gooby's not going to get enough abilities back to be able to contest. So the card is going to now be up in a good spot for Ohio, a bad spot for NIU, as Gooby's going to hit a nice punch to the other side, get a little reposition, but this Diva being so oppressive. I think at a certain point Diva is going to be banned here. Wouldn't be surprised. Mid-fight, Gooby gets a purple power-up there, as Lucio's just been pushing the court the whole time. 2 meters to the end, and Diva does have ult, so it's going to be committed, but that's unfortunate. You know, with the Diva ult committed, Gooby's forced to go up into ult, but you can't really land. You can't really find your your timing to get your block down, maybe land quick on the other side, and well played on Ohio for knowing their win conditions, kind of just to
Yeah,
push as
that was
far
very
as they
well played by
can
Ohio.
and drop bombs. So well done from them, as they are going to cap with 3 minutes on the clock. That is quite a bit of time, but not as much as as could have been. So Point did make it all the way to the end, but we'll see how NIU is able to attack this, maybe with a bit more luck, since they play stuff like Doomfist. You'll see Doomfist go out again. You'll see Reaper go out again, try and give more frontline pressure. Try and just overwhelm this Widowmaker, honestly. Not that the Widow's doing the most in the world, but it's free damage if she's alive, so it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Widow. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore. It's doing work, but
Yep.
I was surprised to see it in the first place. I don't remember that being picked a lot.
Yeah, it's not very common unless you're significantly good at Widow, or you've practiced Widow and can find the value with it. And even then, Widows sometimes can be kind of just a nothing pick, but we've seen that this is not the case. Here is Widow, already ringing shots past NIU's ears as the Tracer forced to recall. Gooby trying to find some extra follow-up there with the slam, but unable to find much. A lot of pressure put out here. Lucio taken down to half. Kiriko forced to play as well, but not too much here as NIU is just being held up in this room. Allegro is going to fall with no Wraith available, and Gooby's just going to go back to spawn, make sure he's living. Wit was moving the point the whole time, so bit of pressure there. Is able to get out with the help of Gooby, but not able to find much more. That was actually grapple use, so that might be a dead Widow. Yep.
Oh.
Tried to use grapple as she was getting punched, so it went out right before the punch connected, meaning that cooldown got spent, and you're off the map. Allegro with an unfortunate death there, maybe teleported into the middle of them, but nevertheless, Gooby with a charge punch is going to try and make it happen, not going to find anything, and just going to be a quick little regroup here. It's tough because now with the card in this position, Widow's on that back high ground, able to get value, hard to clear. So let's see what the Huskies can do about it. Allegro here probably going to be forced to TP, and then, that's going to be exactly the play here. With Wit also finding some follow-up. Allegro up there. Widow grapple right into the hands of the Reaper, but is going to be taken out, actually. Nice headshot actually went on to Allegro. As Isaiah Cat running down the Kiriko counterpart is going to get taken out, but going to be able to find Muck as well. So Kiriko's down. Small victory for the Huskies there. I was able to at least find one, but both teams going to be at full strength when the recontest comes. So we'll try and see if Wit can do anything here. He's going to be a very prominent one to watch. Kind of put some point pressure here, as well as be ready for this engage onto the Widowmaker. But wow, Gooby just taking so much damage. And I mean, it's actually Hayes and Allegro making the play onto the Widow, and yeah, not able to really find anything. Topaz getting a nice 4K there. So it's going to be a team kill going towards Ohio. Gooby swapping over to D.Va. It's a good choice. So we'll see if this can provide maybe a little more shielding for the rest of the team as compared to Doomfist's more selfish block. Already starting to put pressure on this high ground. Very good move from Lucio, trying to stir things up. But Gooby just trying to make things happen as Wit is playing between the high and the low, and Allegro gets taken out, beat committed off the back of that, trying to clean the fight and, follow all the way back to your spawn.
Huh.
Ooh. Not able to find the last couple bullets. Lucio, one of the hardest targets to kill at the self-heal, is Wit's finding that out, knows firsthand. But Widow a possibility, not with sights online. That's going to make it significantly harder, as LeBron James just showing a mastery of this D.Va and causing a lot of trouble for NIU. A lot of this displacement potential with the rocket boosters, defense matrix, and yeah, their only choice is to go low, but I think that's a really bad position to be in.
Yeah.
But we'll see what commitment can be made onto this Widowmaker. It's got to be Allegro again. He might even rip the ult for it. I'm not going to lie. Beat committed. Yep, Kitsune committed. We're going to see Topaz almost fall here. Say Cat rescued by Hayes. And that should be a fight win for the Huskies, albeit not extremely convincing. It's actually not going to be over just yet, as Kitsune Rush is committed. Got to get that D.Va to use Remix soon, because if you don't... Yeah, nice kill from Allegro. Death Blossom used. Not able to find too many.
It's looking better, though.
It is looking better. A lot of damage. Yep, no remake available.
Nice.
D.Va out of mech, finished off. And, yep, there we go. So, looking a lot better. I was kind of holding my breath there for the last little bit as some shots were ringing out from the Widowmaker, who's now on Ashe.
And who's immediately dead.
Gets traded, which makes a little more sense. I think Ashe is a better character than Widowmaker, so it makes more sense to me. But is going to opt to stick onto the Ashe as the card just moves on its way.
One of the significant decision between Ashe and Cass, or why that was decided.
A little bit more vertical mobility, Coach Gun.
Yep.
Even though you're not a mobile, DPS champion, you definitely have more mobility than a Cassidy. Lego taking a lot of damage there. Matrix being required to bail out the Reaper. Wit trying to find an angle, putting a lot of pressure onto this D.Va. But kind of just shots being trade for trade as the pick is going to be found onto Hayes. Recall forced, but just kind of this weird neutral of taking a fight, not taking a fight, as some shots go wide onto the Lucio, and wow, Tracer on the side of Ohio just finding the mark, finding the 2v1. That's going to be a D-Mech D.Va, surely not going to be able to get mech back, going to be actually forced to swap and spawn. Swap to another character, swap back, gets your mech, but loses ult percentage. So, see the swap coming out here as Wit is trying to stay alive, actually, as they're pushing Azalea Cat, who can hopefully, with the use of Suzu, get out, but is going to die pretty quickly here to the burn. Kitsune Rush canceled. Yeah, that's very tough timing. A Pulse Bomb just kind of gets thrown into nothing as Beat gets traded, beats for beat here as Death Blossom goes out, but remech available, and hopefully Wit is able to recall in time before being hit with that bomb, and with a Kitsune Rush to come out from Muck. Looks like Ohio State, is firmly on the pulse of this fight and is not able to, NIU not able to find this opening here, as, everywhere you look, defense matrix is just in your face. Wit not able to go through and find anything. It's a very slow and meticulous game you have to play here, and that's...
Bob is out, though.
Yeah, Bob is out, and NIU not necessarily known this year for playing slow and meticulous, so... Gooby forced out of mech with no remech in sight. That's going to be a win for Ohio here.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was... Yeah, I would take a breather after that game. Still got at least one more. I think he's gonna get banned after that.
Yeah.
If we have first ban.
We do have first ban because map loss equals first map or map pick and first ban.
Gotcha.
So I think NIU is going to be forced to ban the D.Va. Put it on a dive map, ban the D.Va.
Yep.
Hope you can kill a Winston if they play Winston or whatever else they'd want to play.
Yeah, what Gotta get that coordination back. The second game looked much more like coordinated and just like chemistry and intense than the third one right there. So I'm sure we can get back to it. Back to how we were playing the other map.
Yeah, so I just looking to see what maps are available here. So it's going to end up being a push map, which I was trying to remember what maps are in the map pool. So we got Esperanza. That's been a known favorite of the Huskies here. So very popular choice. I'm sure that might be what they try to do. Maybe play the Doomfist again. I don't know if they're looking to change things up drastically. But the other map in the map pool I know for certain is New Queen Street. It's another one we've seen. But actually, I must be misremembering if there's a game mode that you can pick, but it's actually going to be Hollywood's going to be the map pick. I thought it was forced to push. So Hollywood's going to be the map pick. I completely fumbled that, but Diva's going to be banned away. Pick Hollywood, ban Diva. That's a good combo. Diva
Yeah.
with that high ground potential is devastating.
Yep, I completely agree. So Hollywood's another one of my all-time favorite maps to watch, not play, but
Yep.
to watch.
I agree.
Fan of it.
Yeah, competitive setting for Hollywood. It's another one like Gibraltar. It's fun to watch, fun to play in a coordinated setting. Not fun to play with random people and no coordination, and just the relying on the ping system and text chat between deaths. Not very fun, but one I've grown more fond of in recent years. So Ohio's taking a quick restroom break between maps here, so we're waiting their ban. But it is going to be Hollywood as we're going to game 4 here. Ohio up 2-1. The Huskies need to make a comeback here with these next 2 maps if they want to secure the victory for tonight. And I mean, Hollywood's a great place to start. I think with that Diva ban, they're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, I completely agree. I wonder if we'll see a Ana from Ohio. Feels like an Ana map to me, but I could be completely mistaken. Sure, Asti would.
Yeah, it's tough. Ana Brig would be probably fine. You just have to be if you have to be aware that the other team could just play dive and just hard jump on you. So without that Diva for protection, you would need a hazard for protection with the slash, but then that puts slash on a really, really important timing where if you use it, you have to be prepared to, face the consequences of your backline dying. So you need to be ready to trade backlines. So Ana could be very strong and has shown to be very strong, especially on like second point with the very long, drawn out sight lines. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
But we won't know here until we see into map. But we can also recap the bans that have been thrown out before. So we've got Doomfist, Zarya, and now Diva for the bans. So Doomfist and Zarya were not able to be banned. Diva just banned now. For DPS, we had the Sombra ban taken away, and we had a Lucio ban as well. So that makes, I think I did my math right. That should be 6 bans. And now, or Zarya being there was a Cass ban in there too. So Cass can no longer be banned. So that makes 6 bans. Zarya being the 7th ban. So we will see if Ohio will roll out here. So kind of interesting how a lot of these games are switching to interesting ban setups, and kind of thinking of how League of Legends has shifted into a fearless draft style where if a character's used, it can't be played again, kind of banned away. So in a similar style, if a character's banned, it can't be banned again.
Yeah.
So I think it allows for a lot more creativity, and you don't just see the same stale fights over and over again because you know what's going to be played.
Yeah, I think. Well, just talking on that point, I think the biggest difference is that League of Legends only has one map, and you
Yep.
can't play every single character in this game on every single map. It's just
Yep.
that's my favorite part about this is every map requires
Yeah.
a different strategy, a different play style,
Yep.
and which rewards playing different characters.
Yeah.
Working better for one map over the other.
Yep. Yeah. It makes it a necessity rather than just a fun thing to do. It's like, oh, it's fun to play more characters, but unless you're really devoted and have the coordination with certain characters are one pick potential, to be incredibly good. But if you want to win a series of games, being a Reinhardt one trick isn't really going to win you a series of games unless you're just Reinhardt. Because I think you're trying to play Reinhardt on Watchpoint Gibraltar. I mean, those high grounds, you're just absolutely cooked. Like there's you can do nothing about it. Teams can do it away, but character like Doomfist can run into issues in certain places, but and at some points can feel like you're being completely countered, but you can at least play a sort of slower style. You can play a fast style. So certain characters in this game can work, but it adds for that versatility, which, like you said, is another reason that I am a fan of Overwatch. It adds a lot to it, and everything is just different. That's why you can hop on that game for many hours and still come back to it. But we are going to see the ban come out. Ohio, coming back from the bathroom break, is going to ban Reaper.
Okay.
So Reaper going to be out of the game for this one, which makes sense. But Sombra back online. So Sombra Tracer. I would be surprised if we see anything besides Sombra Tracer, Doomfist, Lucio carry. I think that's what we're going to go.
The bread and butter. It's
Yep. If you're another ESC team, close your ears. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Symmetra Hog TP real quick. NIUs like to do that really quick as they TP the Hog out the door, look for a hook. If not, just goes back and swaps. It's kind of funny. Takes like 10 seconds and could get value, could not. But I think it'll definitely be. It's always a Doomfist swap.
Yeah, I know we've been practicing the Life Weaver ball as well, so maybe we'll see that on this map.
Yeah, Life Weaver ball has definitely been practiced. That's 100% a viable, viable comp. I just don't think that anyone in the year 2025, almost 2026, would ever willingly pick Life Weaver, and very, very few people in the North America region play Wrecking Ball to a good level. But I suppose it could happen. If you want it hard enough, I suppose we can will it into existence. I will do my best to put in a word, but you've already gotten your response that Mercy is unlikely for this.
Yeah. Well,
couple things to note here. Funny enough, when I was making the Reinhardt example, I was about to say playing Reinhardt on Hollywood would be stupid because I knew we were going to Hollywood, but then I know we just played Gibraltar. No, so I know we just played Gibraltar, so I said that. But Reinhardt on Hollywood sucks. Same reason. The high ground is ridiculous. Allegro on Freya, also going to be ridiculous. Into it, the amount of damage you're going to do is going to be crazy. Okay, it was okay. All right. Maybe they were trolling production, but I take it back. I take it back. No, but honestly, this is a better pick for NIU situation. Yeah,
nice.
Because Freya's going to do so much damage.
Lucio just kind of went all by himself there.
He was meant to lead the way for the cross, and I think the mistiming was there, but we're going to see some shots ring out from Freya, and this Winston's going to have a very unfun time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a one-hit and a swap. I mean, that's why the Reaper was banned, because they're going to play Winston here. But with Tracer, Freya, and even Hazard, you're going to have a really unfortunate time. Like, look at this mobility from Freya. They're calling to flip the map, but it's not super convincing. They're going to look to try and trade onto, like, a Lucio or something. Luckily, everyone else still kept up. but Gooby quick to fall here. Zayaka gonna fall as well, trying to find this Genji, but and it's gonna be the first point capped. So it looks like maybe a bit of miscommunication or not enough commitment from the side of NIU for that call.
Maybe just a slight hold down on the S key, falling back.
Yeah, maybe a bit of hesitation, bit of, not sure if something can be done, and every second counts, especially when it's to this fast-paced level. We're gonna be on second point here. Payload is moving now, and this high ground, as we said, very important. Winston gonna be taken very low. Bubble already forced. Genji already taken out, so this Freya is just gonna be ringing shots into the Winston next. And really, Genji must have just been in his face because he shouldn't die first. A nice 1v1 or 1v1.5 as Wit's able to find the enemy tracer here. Oh, a nice boop keeps the Winston in, and that might be his defeat, or actually definitely just some ults committed. Yeah, and still a kill. So actually, that was a perfectly fine commit there from Allegro. That's going to stall out a lot of time. That's going to make things a lot harder. Wit dying there is not ideal, as the other Tracer still has recall, so everyone's forced to back. Would have liked to keep that pressure. With Lucio the only one dying, and it's a fast recontest. Tracer, dying on another timer is tough, and unfortunately Allegro is going to slip off the roof and is stuck. Nice bell rings into the crowd, actually. You're going to see a hazard ult committed here.
Yep.
Saw that one coming. Beat committed for it, but Lucio being caught in it. They're going to try and commit to it. Allegro being chased with the blade as Wit's trying to find a trade on the Tracer. Gooby taking 1 HP. Pulse Bomb going to go wide. Recall used. I don't think Wit gets out of this. So Winston's close to follow. But actually, it's going to be fine. Winston knows committing in there is a dangerous game you're playing. So it'll be tough, though. Tough recontest here.
Yeah.
But NIU is going to start it. But Primal Rage forced it. Genji taken ridiculously low. Zayaka able to follow it. That's actually might be the fight win off the back here.
Incredible shots by Wit as well.
Yeah, Wit taken out as Zayaka also able to find one, but point should be contestable real quick with Wit going in for a second touch. Lucio there to help. Hayes taken down pretty quickly though as Freya, not opting to commit. Gooby as well as 4 minutes and 14 on the clock. It's not looking too great for the Huskies. A lot of pressure coming out here from the hypermobile comp of Ohio. Ooh, coming in the final, turns of the map here. It's going to be a bit tricky. Tracer trying to put some pressure here. Gooby trying to make it in. A nice blink backwards is going to be Wit staying alive. Beat committed just to get everybody out of there and looking for a commitment, but nothing's really able to be found. A recall forced is going to be certainly a good thing, but with Bola going wide, Freya's ultimate is not going to get any value, and yikes, a lot of damage going on to that hazard is going to be the end for Gooby. 5v3 right now, and forced to go back to the spawner. Milliga's probably going to swap here. Yeah, Torbjorn's a good pick here. Reaper taken offline, and huge shotgun in your face from a Torbjorn is going to do a lot of damage. As NIU is kind of fighting for scraps. I mean, we see it here with the swap back to Doomfist. Wit kind of jumping right in front. Kitsune Rush used with Ohio surely quick to follow. It's actually, they're going to look for a slight disengage here. Lucio hopefully found here. 1 HP is going to be found. Luckily, the Kitsune Rush was a bit too slow to keep him up. LeBron James on Winston's going to fall. Gooby's going to play it safe. Good call. Don't overcommit. You're still in a rough spot here. And Allegro showing that Torbjorn can be meta. We saw it a lot last year.
I don't think we've seen Torbjorn once this entire season from NIU.
I think that's correct. If we saw it, it was in a last-second swap for just an attempt, but not for any longer. Certainly not as long as we've played right now. And no other swaps coming out from either side, just the Doomfist. But committed here onto the Winston. He's trying to get Primal Rage, is going to get it. with Allegro falling as a cat close to follow. Gooby does get the ultimate Primal Rage committed. He wants to land as late as possible to get more stall, but yikes, just trying to chase this Kiriko around. Double TP. Suzu going everywhere. It's basically impossible. And with Allegro unable to, get a lot of value from that turret, it just goes down really quick. And the rest of the team not there to absorb the damage.
Oh, the Tracer blocking the
Yeah.
door. Wow. All things considered, we're able to hold it for a decent amount of time more.
Yep,
So
I
only a
agree.
minute and a half extra time
Yep.
for Ohio.
Yep, I agree. It could have been a lot worse. 4 minutes going into that final point brought down to 126. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Fortunately, could have been a lot better. The Huskies made a couple of mistakes, a couple of fights that dragged on for a bit too long, some kills not able to be confirmed, some trades that were taken a little bit too late, people taken out a little bit too late. Those death timers become costly. Every second counts, and we see the impact that has on to, when you're trying to defend, just how much time it actually leaves you with. But Roadhog, going for
called
Roadhog
it.
TP.
Yep.
So
Well,
don't think we've seen it work.
Teams were looking at our previous games. They would have seen it already. So.
Yep.
I've tried it a
But
couple times. Mostly on Watch Point Gibraltar, I think.
no, I think it's only ever been. Well, actually, yes, you're right. We tried it. We had a failed TP, a successful TP, but it's been tried every time on Hollywood as well.
Oh,
So it's
gotcha. I do not remember that.
Yep, we saw the one funny failure on Gibraltar with the the TP at their feet, but it has also been tried every time on Hollywood, just real quick. So let's watch Gooby's perspective, see if we can get a quick hook onto the Winston would be awesome. But nope, TP
like
maybe
it's-
didn't go far enough,
Oh.
and yep, hook goes wide. So everyone back to the spawn room to swap. No Ana, no Roadhog, and definitely no Symmetra. So Lego trying to find something early here. Somber pick did not swap. Isn't going to find really anything. As we saw the same spot we saw the Lucio die, Wit's going to die on that rotate as well. Although it's a little harder for a Tracer to die there, so a bit unfortunate. Just a lot of eyes with the ability to look at him than was onto the Lucio, but some space being gained out of it. A Lego fighting Tracer in the stairwell, showing that Sombra still has a gun for a reason. You can make things happen. So Monkey no jump should spell his demise, honestly, as we see him taken ridiculously low. He's going to get taken out. Gooby then needs to die quick. Yep, or get taken out. He's going to get taken out. Wit able to stay alive is really big here. NIU has to go really fast to get value off the back of this. I'd like to see them at least take high ground while this Monkey's getting back right now.
Yep, looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yep, our Allegro actually taking the low ground. Health pack also worth it.
Yep.
Taking that space nonetheless. LeBron James on Winston not able to hold the high ground from them. So gonna see a commit on a Kiriko. Punch is gonna go wide. Bubble committed. Allegro able to find the Tracer is really big for them. Able to find the Lucio it was Cat as well. Huge hack actually goes off on the Genji.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just gonna be it. Well done by Gooby to keep the pressure away as the rest of the team was cleaning up those kills. Very split from Ohio. Definitely was their downfall there. I don't think that's really much of a question. They kind of split up with the Monkey committing jump and bubble.
Yep, that's exactly
They're
what
put in a
what I
bad
was gonna
spot.
say.
Yeah. But Gooby actually put a lot of pressure on here. Doesn't have all 2%. He wanted it so bad. One more shot and he actually has it. So a bit unfortunate.
Probably not too bad. They're still able to push the point. He's
No,
able to be right here, right when the.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
it's better
just
to steal too.
just because of how grouped up they were, I think it would have been especially beneficial landing in that close hallway. The ability, or the odds that you land directly on somebody. Oh wow, the Tracer getting blown up with the MP. Genji getting taken out too. Allegro is found first, but Muck gonna be found quickly here. Yep, as no TP targets are available.
Wow.
A team kill with 3 on. That's actually really nice for the Huskies. Even
And
2
they're able
on
to control
here.
the high ground.
Yes, that's even more important because that card progress is good, but
Oh,
that's okay.
that was intentional. That was
Yes, I was worried. I figured it was intentional. I don't think Gooby would whiff something like that, that obvious. But I initially was questioning it, but when I saw the angle of everyone in the back line, I liked it. Gooby trying to make an angle here as beats are traded, Kitsune rushes are traded. Wit probably going to look for a pulse bomb, not anymore now that the team's taken out. As Lego says, yo, chill, as they must be running it down onto him. Muck probably going to find his head. But all fun and games, obviously. Ohio and NIU very, very chummy with each other, especially Muck, who's been around here for many years. So recall forced out here early from Wit is a bit tough, but the Sombra on the objective makes it okay. Winston Util committed, not necessarily the worst thing in the world. A pulse bomb onto the Winston would be good. Forced back onto the high ground, so Wit just trying to stay alive here. So he looks for an angle. The Kiriko almost dead. Forced to TP out. Tracer taken out from a nice shot by Azalea Cat. As we see NIU just trying to stabilize here, trying to utilize the speed. Isn't really going to be able to do it. Lucio taken ridiculously low. Could be able to find the back end of that. Actually, Allegro being able to find the back end of that with the pressure there from Gooby lurking in the distance. Wait's gonna just push the payload. Like to see a nice pulse bomb go out here, even onto the Winston. Just scare him, get his health low, force a Bell for Gooby's engage. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Bell fly and then pulse bomb comes out here quick, as we saw. Yep, pulse bomb onto the Haze there. Traded out in the form of Big Whoop on Lucio. Pulse bomb maybe going to be committed there, but taken out too quick is Wit, as Gooby is just going to die because not much he can do. Allegro says, I really, really want to cap the point from under your nose and hope you don't see it. And he really wants to spawn camp the Lucio. Or kill the Tracer.
Ow.
Anything to make them turn their heads. Like, look, they got two supports
That's
turning their heads right now as Gooby's up back in the front line. So it is value. Look, I know you kind of took this
Everything is so split.
other
There's people all around
side.
the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, NIU is a little bit split there too. Blade coming out. Hopefully, they're still split. Zaya Cat is going to be the first target onto that. As Gooby wants to hold his ult, is going to hold the ult, as they know they need a little bit more. 0.11 Allegro back cap potential. If there's any time, it's right now. Oh, and that's a lucky shot. He was revealed for a second, back to Invis, and Topaz just guessed and found him. So it's going to be taken out. No back cap at least yet. Gooby trying to find funny punch onto the recall, but not going to work. High ground's once again going to be important here, but maybe not important enough, as they say 2 on can force Util out like a bubble, like a Tracer recall. A huge stick onto the Winston, exactly what I wanted, as Kitsune Rush is just going to do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Allegro is going to fall, Haze is going to fall. Gooby in this ultimate needs to find something if this fight is going to stay alive. Azalea Cat going to fall. It's looking quite grim, and with Gooby falling, that's just going to leave Wit alive, not able to find anything. Allegro doing his best to make it back, but with no touch. GGs are going to fly through the chat. And that's going to be Ohio taking the series 3-1 here, finishing off on Hollywood. Tough loss for the Huskies, but valiantly fought by both sides. I mean, Ohio looked great there, showing their Winston adaptation that is not, Diva's not the only thing in their pocket that they can contest it. Wow, actually a nice read there from Topaz with the Genji play there. So that is going to be the end of the series here. Your final score being 1 for the Huskies, 3 for Ohio University. And I believe that is the third loss, as we were discussing earlier. So it's going to be, I believe, 3 losses, maybe 4 for the Huskies. So unfortunate here, we're not going to have a interview either. So as we, I believe, wrap up here I know.
Nothing else going on afterwards?
I don't believe so. So to give a little bit of context here, NIU is also involved in another tournament just to be, have some more matches, have some more experience, especially since the season is going to end pretty soon here with only, I think, like 3 matches left, maybe 4. So with the season ending pretty quickly here, more tournaments were found. So there's another match for the Huskies tonight against a school, but I don't believe that will be broadcasted, but it might be revealed with a score maybe on social media. So if you're not already, join the NIU Esports Discord, alumni community members, everyone welcome there. There's events, games, all sorts of fun, and you can see updates for all the teams. All the streams go live, so join that and keep an eye on everything. Twitter or X and Instagram, I believe, are 2 most common. But anyways, I believe that'll be us signing off. But if we happen to meet back for the next game, then we'll see you guys there. If not, have a great Tuesday night. As always, I've been Austin125.
I've been Automatic.
And have a great night.
Have a good night. Thanks for the support.